atmosphere in here. Just remember that when the player's on the mat, just, you know, courtesy, just let them steady up to play their bowl. That's one of my terms. Steady up. Yeah? But this has taken us a long time to bring Superbowl together. It's something, you know, we used to be on ITV Granada many, many years ago, and it was an absolutely brilliant, brilliant event. So we're trying to relaunch it. And I have to say a massive thank you to our title sponsors, Just Retirement, who have taken, well, a gamble, but they've taken a decision to back bowls, and they've taken title sponsorship for this event and put their money into it. And, you know, let us not forget Partington's as well, who have again given us the facilities and the resort and a lot of their time and effort in building all of this so we can produce a really superb event. So, you know, I'd just like to say thank you to all of them. Yeah? And again, you know, a lot of the Crown Green bowlers, this is their first time at an event, and they've told me they're really enjoying it. But when you're out and about, ladies and gentlemen, talk to your mates in Crown and get them to come down here. Because once we fill this, it will be the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah. That's one of my terms as well.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Yeah, full loaf. That's it. Absolute full loaf. But no, it really is great, and I think everybody enjoyed this morning. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're going to enjoy this afternoon. We've got 2 cracking matches coming up for you. So, without further ado, we've got the flashing lights and all the rest of it. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody suffering from epilepsy? Now's the time not to look. Let's bring on your players, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's a blast from the past, returning to the sport, winning a Super Bowl qualifying spot. It's none other than Lee Bomber Brown. Up against him is former world indoor champion, one of the world bowl sport most popular players from Lincoln. Let's give a warm hand, Billy Jackson.
Thank you, Richard, as we see the start of this third of the first round matches. So a little bit of paper on the green, we'll get that out of the way. We still call it a green because we're used to it. The blue carpet, of course. Here at Newton Hall in Blackpool, quite a number of clubs have now moved to the coloured blue carpet. Certainly lightens things up considerably. And with me today is Chris Brown for this afternoon's games. Chris, this will be interesting. This chap, Lee Brown's new, obviously, to us on the flat green, but very well known to you on the crown.
He is, David. Yeah, he's a real good player, Lee. I mean, he used to play in a lot of tournaments years ago, and then I think he sort of had a little bit of break from them, and then he's sort of come back in the last couple of years, and you can see he's had some quite good success. Not least of which is winning the final qualifier for this tournament. You know, so he's beat some good players at Mail Brace, which has got him into this. And you know, from the guys who I've seen practicing so far from the Crown, he's been one of the better ones. So I think he has got a real chance this afternoon.
Yes, he's up against Billy Jackson, world champion a few years ago. Billy is an international for England, has been for a lot of years, and a very steady, very easy, gentle player. Plays a lot of very, very good running balls, but he's mainly a drawer. And of course, we'll see the strength of the Crown Green when it comes to the driving. And, is Lee Brown a big driver like you?
Yes, he is. Probably more fast as well. When we've seen him practicing again, you know, he has been practicing the drive because, like you say, it's a big part of our game. So we do need to try and practice it. It's not just something that comes natural because it's quite difficult to get the line and the pace right on the carpet. So I'm sure how good Billy is at playing this game. We'll see quite a few of these drives today.
Yes, I also believe that to be realistic, the guys that haven't had the time to concentrate on the conversion shots, and really, you know, those are the hard shots, even at this start of the season for a lot of the flat green players. So it really will be concentrating your time on the draw and trying to put pressure on the flat green players.
I think it is, David, and you know, when we sort of do the drives, as we like to call them now, the sort of flat crowd, you hear them sort of questioning the shots, but like you say, we've got to try and do what we're confident at doing, and that being the drive, then so be it. You know, it's, conversion shots are so tricky. You know, we obviously play those type of shots at Crown Green, but you literally then playing sort of 2-3 yards over on grass, whereas that's the kind of shot on the carpet. It's so difficult to get the line and the actual pace right, so you're sort of guessing more often than not. So it is one of them where you're just trying to bowl sort of dead balls or full out strike.
And that's what Billy's trying to do, just dropping a little bit short with his balls in this end. It's a good starter for Lee. It's a draw drive game, will be very much what we'll expect here. Billy Jackson will be much more used to playing conversions on the draw, but he's a very steady player, as I've said before, Billy Jackson. He doesn't get too flustered, and even with the comments that will be coming as the balls come down from the Crown supporters and all that, Billy is one of these players who I will think will embrace that. The driving game, very much part of the sport.
Fly like an eagle.
Just needs to miss his own ball here and he'll not be far away. Just caught. Billy playing the percentages on the forehand to try and get hold of his own ball, or drop clean inside. And that pulls away at the end. Good weight.
Desmond 2-2.
Good start for Lee. 2 shots. The drive shot's very much part of the game overall as well, Chris, you know, and especially when we're playing fours games, you know, internationals and even club level, the drive shot's all part of it, and I think people just say, well, you know, we've all had to use it. So it's not a negative in the game, it's just a, no, I tell you what, you have to be good at it.
It is a skill, and you know, in the game of the Crown Green, and you hear a lot of comments saying it's like alehouse bowling, or you know, it's not proper bowling. But you have actually got to be good at it. It's not something that you can just sort of get on and send it as hard as you can and sort of know you're going to hit. It's quite a good skill. I think sort of going back years and years, it wasn't such a big part of the game. But nowadays, you know, the players are younger, stronger, and whatever. But it is a massive part of the game now. Very rarely would you see anybody win a tournament who can't legitimately strike and play that shot really well.
Oh, certainly. Strike shot's very much part of the game, has been for some time, but it's when it's used is the thing on the flat more than anything else. The attacking shot from the second and third ball are quite often conversion shots, not always the drive, but the very top level guys, especially on the portable rink, the strike isn't used just as much as it used to be, simply because of trying to get your dead weight again afterwards.
Yeah, it is very difficult to readjust, especially if it's like you say, your second or your third bowl that you've struck with, to then take, in effect, 80, 90 yards of pace out.
Exactly.
It's really tricky. But you know, I'm sure you'll see Lee do that, and then the guys who are playing later on the week will be doing the same again, because we are sort of quite used to at Crown when we've only got 2 bowls. Some people do strike with their first bowl if the situation needs it, and then they have to try and draw on with the second. So it's not something we're not used to, but it is difficult. Very rarely would you see somebody bowl their next ball short after striking.
Good correction from Billy with the second delivery. almost see he's putting that down very gently, and it's still going through. Billy slows down the action of the arm, make sure it comes out nice and smooth. Not too much velocity.
Stop it, Billy, stop it.
Just dropped out of the top 16. Billy Jackson's played in a couple of qualifiers, made his way through on those, and so very dedicated to the sport. It's a tempting target, but at the same time, it's a single bowl.
Yeah, now he's decided to draw. I think he's going to nominate to kill the end as well.
First end or second end, goodness me.
It's coming quite probably say that's a goodie. It's
One out.
But you'd expect Billy to just put one straight back in there.
Well, didn't kill the end, so he can still have that in his back pocket for later. You can nominate as often as you wish. Oh, Billy, that's a shocker. Dear, oh dear.
Well, he'll settle for that. I'll be really happy with that, Lee. Just be one down there.
Two very good bowls by Billy Jackson. Dropped his last one about 5 feet short, though, and a bit of a let-off.
And I think, you know, when the set gets towards the last few ends, Davey will really be thinking back to that, thinking, you know, we maybe should have counted an extra one there.
Spare shot, isn't it? Well, the key to success in the flat green, in fact I suppose in any code, is to get that first bowl close. So wraps his hand around the bowl. He's delivering very much the way I do, actually.
Well, lad. Well, laddie.
Just needs to drop inside. He's just holding on a little bit. Just hanging on that line. I thought that was very close. He let it go. We had these qualifiers over in Belfast at my own club, and it's I must admit it was interesting playing in it, maybe just a little bit too much of an effort on my part. I really wanted to qualify for this, for the Super Bowl replay again, and play against the Crown Green guys that I played against a long time ago. Not you guys, of course. No. The Brian Duncans of this world then. So it was, and it would have been great because a lot of time, a lot of respect for the Crown guys, and I think it's a tough game that they play. It'll drift off again, bit of space. Second shot would be good.
I think it could be two. It's a good measure.
Just round for second. First 3 or 4 ends, just want to keep it close. Don't lose any threes if you can avoid it.
Use it!
You hear the crowd going as well as Chris in here in the corner box. Use it, use it. That's what they're there to do. They're there to be used.
Billy, you don't have to impress me, lad. Scary me,
Good ball. Might be different now, I reckon.
Yeah. I think we might see Lee nominate again, possibly, or just try and clear both bowls out. If you can hit the one on the right hand side, he might just
Depends on the respot positions, I suppose.
Yeah, looks like it.
worse. Got his own. 2 and a measure for 3. Thought he would have played that on the backhand. That way he was staying away from his own. Clearing the 2 balls clean.
But you know that.
Billy's got a pretty good eye in his head. So, from looking at measures, there's a little chucks going up just to make sure the balls don't move when they're being measured. 2 out. A 2 wouldn't be a disaster, but we really want to avoid sort of 3s and at the early start of the game. Or the early part of the set anyway. 9 end sets, of course.
Two shots and you go.
Billy.
Gear, lad.
I think if the encouragement starts to get a bit even more vocal for Lee Brown, you might find that some of the flat green guys will start shouting for Billy, and
I think that would be really good, Dave. You know, that's one of the things that we really want to try and get out of this event is to create the atmosphere. You know, I know the vast majority of the flat guys who I've spoken to are really keen for that. You know, they do like the atmosphere.
They're very keen for it.
But, you know, there's just the odd one or two that aren't, but that's the same in our sport. You know, there's a couple don't particularly like it in the Crown land, but at the end of the day, if you want to try and sell this as an event for television and whatever else, then, you know, it does need that atmosphere. You've only got to see what's happening with the darts.
I think it's exactly what we need, to be honest with you. It's probably why the original Super Bowl was so popular as well, because of that. It created the atmosphere, it was encouraged, not to say it was run by Granada Sports Department in conjunction with their light entertainment department as well, so because they saw it as entertainment as well as a sport.
I think it is, and I think, you know, as long as the crowd are fair to both bowlers, and like we've said before, they can shout and scream as much as they want, as long as they're not doing it at the point of delivery, and obviously not being overly personal with things, and I'm sure the bowlers will take it in good sport, as it's intended.
You went 2.5 in.
Well, lad. Run out.
Better for me, lad.
Please, give it a proper one, lad. Give it a proper one, lad.
Give it one, Brownie!
Get over and over.
Well, I don't have to say it's close. The crowd will let you know. Billy trying to make the adjustment on the forehand rather than change onto a new line and wait on the backhand. He really wasn't too worried about the number 1 by playing the forehand. He was looking for a close ball. He realises he's too much room there for Lee. Two good balls in a line. That isn't easy for Billy Jackson. He has to go out far enough to make it outside the red one. As soon as he starts to go, he'll dip away very quickly. There it goes. Well, it stood up. Normally it would have dropped away. Sure if that's made any difference to the second shot. bit wider. Well,
Smelling salts won't fetch this round.
still a double for Lee. Would be quite happy to take that. Hence he was being very careful with that last delivery. That's no bad thing really, because if you're line 2, it wasn't exactly an easy spare shot. That one, I wouldn't mark it down as a spare shot opportunity. Had to be very careful. Length of jack is interesting, because I did notice you were bringing the mat up a little bit in your match. And we certainly were not afraid to play the short length.
No, that's right. And you know, again, when we've watched quite a few of the flat guys practicing over a distance, they've been really accurate. And I think for us guys trying to get the right line and length, I think it's possibly slightly easier the shorter we go. Might seem slightly odd, you know, we used to sort of launching 60, 70 yards on a grass green, whereas you know, it's a lot faster on the carpet. But this carpet's playing particularly slow, I think, this week as to what it might normally be. So I think we are managing things quite well.
Didn't seem to get that away as clean as the last one. He actually makes it up to the jack much more than what I think. I always think he's short when he delivers the ball, but maybe just gets away with a little wiggle.
Just half a bow short.
It certainly looks a nicer line for Billy. She'll drop back strong at the end of its travel.
Watford.
Real ball.
Yep, pick up. Always a bonus.
Two green. How far is my front now? 20 inches.
So I sent Simon in the earlier matches today that I must get over to the Waterloo sometime and have a day or two there just to enjoy the banter and the crack of it.
Yeah, it's getting a lot better, David. You know, the new owners for the last couple of years, and they've done quite a lot of work to the stands and the green and the pub itself. So, you know, hopefully it'll continue to prosper. I mean, the green this year's been in fantastic condition as to what it has been in the past. So, yeah, the crowds are slowly coming back. But you know, it's same as any sport. We want to try and attract them in, and it's. They want to see good bowling at the end of the day, so like on the Waterloo, yeah, the green's a lot better. These guys, the flat guys playing in this, always play well, and I think our job this week, yeah, we obviously want to try and win, but we want to prove that we can also play quite well in this format, which, you know, thus far I think we potentially have done.
Give it a chance.
Nothing exciting on here except an open draw. It's a nice looking line out there. This is all about weight, if he has enough to carry it. That was the problem. Didn't have the pace on it. Needs another 3 feet. This really is an open shot now for Billy. That's not a good end for Billy Jackson. He'd be very disappointed there.
Twice as well, David. He's done that now with the spare.
Should have been really 3 shots in that end, not 1. So he hasn't settled into this match yet. He's won the tour card event at this venue, Billy Jackson, so he knows it well. So unlike him, first ball 3 feet away. Well, certainly not where he wanted it. Probably better to move now onto the backhand because somewhere down the line he'll have to move, but sticking with the 4. Well, should be just enough, just needs to hurry.
Short's my last, Michael.
Your last ball is about 18 inches short of that high.
Both players staying away from the open hand, that surprises me a little bit. Looks fairly obvious. Billy's got a chance with this one, drop inside. Shot ball, but it's jack high, and it'll be very hard to nail the jack on that forehand because the ball's always drifting. He can afford to reach.
Well, late.
He's after it.
It holds off a little bit. That's the problem. As soon as you put that extra weight on, you have to be very much inside. He probably felt halfway up, he wasn't too far away. Billy's getting an edge. And even with good weight, you're still relying on getting that edge to get you back in. So it's a funny old end. These are the ends that are very dangerous. These are the ends you can lose a 3. Nothing particularly close. Doesn't look too difficult. But for some reason, you just can't get at it. No drive on, that's worthwhile. He's just going to have to try and play this slightly inside the line. Pick up the jack. 2 feet of running, hit his own ball in. Play the percentages. It's just if he doesn't get back, he'll just tap the green one in.
Well, there's a chance.
Needs an edge. Yeah, just needed that edge to stop him. Played it pretty well though, he played it with good weight. It was the right idea. Give the ball a chance.
Possibly left 3 though.
Well, that's what we were saying before in earlier matches. You know, that's what you want to avoid, those 3s. And
especially when they're not particularly close bowls as well, it probably feels worse.
Feels a bit of a loose end. I think if Lee gets away with losing a double here, he might be quite relieved. Little box measure, sorted out pretty quickly. I'm surprised he measured it. Sure, Billy Jackson just sent them out there. You're getting as bad as me measuring that one. Still in touch. 6-4, 3 ends to go. 2 9-end sets and a 3-end tie break. I think really if the Crown player can get that first set, it would be interesting to see just what way the flat reacts, because you have to control yourself and just play the waiting game.
I think so, yeah. I mean, in my game, you know, I was desperate to try and win that second set just to take it to a tiebreaker to see, you know, how Chris reacted to that. Because I think the crowd would have got a little bit more vociferous as well.
They would have, yes.
Just don't know.
You start to see the fear in their eyes a little bit and saying this could go all wrong in the first round.
Yeah.
Real effort.
Good effort.
That's a good ball.
Real good effort.
Lock.
On green. Last ball, 5 inches past Jack High.
Even line of shot, I'm surprised Billy was short there because anything through would be useful. He'll certainly be arriving at it. Tempted to have a go at this. Yep. Certainly playing controlled weight. This is a hard shot to play. Really hard shot to play.
Stay
Can he use
straight.
that in any way?
Look it up.
Of course, if he's just slightly too back as well, he takes his own out, then he's in a world of pain.
Yeah, that's why I thought he would have drawn with this one. Different if there had been 2 against him at the time, but just get the second one in close and then open your shoulders a bit, give it a chance.
I think that's like you were saying earlier, David, where we can play the shots, but it's just knowing when to play them. I think is the thing that the Crown guys are missing at the minute.
Yes.
Same again.
Yep, that'll go quick again. He's probably closer to the front green one.
Yes.
Might get an edge off it.
Yes, he's going to use it this time.
So was he unlucky or was he lucky?
Both.
Yes, I think so.
Lucky and then unlucky.
Right. Just one for you guys.
Well, Wesley now be on the backhand. Can't really take his own out in the backhand just as easily.
No. Go to the left of my wood if I just make contact with it.
Yes, it's a good question.
It could go to the left.
Yeah, go up and have a look.
Yeah, do right.
Satisfy yourself. You're 32. You can trot up there and back again.
And I think that's a big part as well. The very few players in the Crown game, when we're playing our game, actually do go up to the end and have a look.
Yeah, you're playing with 2 balls really, aren't you, most of the time?
you
it's
are,
just,
yeah.
You're blasting on all the time.
And then it's difficult to go back again and find the land again, whereas at least indoor you've got a reasonable idea all the time of the land, so it is just breaking that habit and just making that effort to go up and see how the land lies.
The thing is you're walking back and getting advice.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. Allegedly.
Yes.
Is that allowed? Or?
Oh, absolutely. I think you'd be mad to take it most of the time, though.
Yeah. Especially if you're playing in the evening session.
Yes. Well, he's closer
Well,
this time.
Trying.
Very close to his
Oh,
own
he's got
ball.
his own this time. No, just
Oh, I would have played that the other side.
a bit too pacey as well, I think.
Just the one, but the little break is there. 7-4.
I think it's sort of consistent with the first 2 games as well. I think the first set both went to 4 apiece, and then the flat guys sort of just stepped up a gear.
It's what they do towards the end of the game. They're always aware of the fact that the 7th end is the key one.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one where you really need to make the effort to get in front. It means that your opponent's now chasing the match to the last 2 ends, and suddenly you end up with a 9-4 scoreline, which had absolutely no reflection on the match itself.
Absolutely.
You know, people look at it and say, "Oh, well, that looks comfortable," when actually it wasn't.
No.
And Billy's starting to get that first ball close. And puts the pressure on immediately, so even at this early stage, one behind it like that, he can afford to go slightly on the defensive.
I think I've noticed, David, as well. Billy does look to be quite a quick player. I know you spoke about those crowners being quick. I think Billy's sort of there.
Billy's
as well.
quick, Nick's quick, Paul Foster's very fast. You know, to be truthful with you, more and more of the players are quick players. And of course, we brought in the shot clock, which means that forces it. And that was simply because one or two players in particular were just taking advantage of slowing the game down too much.
Can't name names, obviously.
It happens, you know.
Well, Brownie Lloyd!
Good ball. He's brought it out into the open at least. Now he's got a chance to get at it.
Shorts the front ball, 3'6".
Yeah, it's all part of the game to slow it down as well. But unfortunately, there are one or two players who just overstepped it a little bit. Not necessarily on the tour, but certainly in other places as well. And everybody's aware of that now. Commonwealth Games introduced a time limit on the matches, but they also introduced a wasting time provision as well, where the umpires were able to step in and say, "Look, guys, you know, move it along."
Right, yeah.
So and it worked because no one was standing in the middle of the green, you know, thinking about things for 5 minutes before they played a ball.
And again, it goes back. You know, you don't want spectators there just sitting wondering when's he going to send this. What's he going to do? They like to see action a lot quicker, don't they?
You have to draw it, Lee. You can, if you draw 2 shots in this, you've got a real chance. Even one would give you a chance. You know, a bit of space. Yeah, it's a bit quick. Well, he lets him go and never looks as if he's going to be quick. Set live for Billy Jackson. Well, the hard shot, controlled weight, Jack in the ditch for 2.
Yeah.
The trouble is he can't blast it because you guys hit the thing so hard that it bounces up the green again. Of course, he has 2 waiting for that, so that might work.
Yeah. He's played with pace.
Controlled weight coming across. That's a hard shot to play. Why on earth did he play the forehand? Surprising. Backhand with a jack offline like that has a natural hold on it past his own short ball. It would have been much easier to judge the line, but Billy Jackson will be relieved. He takes that set. Wow. So it's almost cruel to put down 3 or 4 shots there, isn't it?
No, it is, yeah.
That's the way it is. Makes the scoreline look very silly at 11-4 when the match was much closer than that.
Jack next 27.5 minutes.
I think it'll be interesting to see if that pattern continues as well, David. Like we say, you know, each of the 3 first sets have gone 4 apiece, and then the flat guys have just kicked on, and as you say, made it look not quite as respectable as the actual set was, really.
Just about half an inch.
I can feel a certain amount of retaliation required here in terms of a crown tournament. I can almost feel it in my water, as they say.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys have had your chance, now we're going to have ours.
It'd be good, and like we say, you know, a few of the guys we've spoken to, they're keen for it as well. So, you know, as long as people are willing to sort of put themselves in that position, then I think it's a great idea.
Oh, you have to put yourself in that position.
Well, you do. It's
you
one
have
of
to put your
those.
name forward on those things. Reputations mean nothing, and I'm always a bit surprised at players who win certain things and virtually don't play again or retire or something like that. It doesn't happen very often. It's very, very rare when it does happen, but I often feel, look, if you're going to win things, great, enjoy it, but don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Yeah. No, that's right. You know, it's like this week, the flat guys are almost on an hide into nothing, because if one of us happened to win a game, you know, in the first round, I can imagine they'd be in for a bit of stick off their own men, but you know,
Better believe it.
yeah, and off ours as well. You know, we'll not be shy and giving them a bit.
I believe he was using everything. He wasn't trying to get in there. I think he was going for that outside edge ball to try and get cover. Lee's still chasing it a little bit. He's going to have weight on this to hold it. He's going under again. He's getting the wrong side. Well, you can see them gathering, but Billy will be wider this time. He has to get a cover ball in. Yep, that's the cover ball. Line 3. Maybe tempting now to have a drive at those.
I would have thought
tempted
so.
to that,
Yeah.
rather than play that hard shot.
I was playing that same shot.
That's difficult.
Oh, it looks like he's trying a dead draw.
He's certainly on the draw line. But any weight at all, that will just hang off.
Oh, it's a great effort. Sailor.
Losing a double. That was the chance to drive, the way those 3 balls were clustered,
Big
or
target.
jack through.
Big target as well, yeah. As good a striker as Lee is, you would have thought he would have gone for that.
He's starting to find that consistency, isn't he, over the last 4, 5, 6 ends of that first bowl. Anything within a foot is good. Struggling a little bit with this one.
My last mark, please. Just over 2 feet.
I'm really quite sure why he played the backhand there.
No, I think he's possibly thinking he can rest on Billy's lead ball, potentially.
Well, the forehand is wide enough. Throw it out, let it come back.
Oh, he's used that short one.
Well, he got an edge. Oh, it's made it enough. I didn't think he was going to make it with that. A bit fortuitous to say the least, but weight was good.
Well,
Oh, that looks under.
you're not going to use that one as well onto the other one. Oh my word.
Oh, that's worked out okay.
Yeah, settle for that.
Quite sure what was going on there, but Jack moved across. Well, there's one or two here, but there must be a bowl on the edge of the rink that they're looking at. Goal, believe me. If it's 2 seconds, you might as well drive it off. If the jack goes back on the respot, it looks like it would favour him to be sure of two. So if you're going to play it across in the forehand, it's hard to get the line. Close. Yep. Unlucky. Very unlucky. The jack will go back onto the respot again and it'll still be 1 to green, but I think we've lost the jack actually.
You can see Alan on his
I'm
hands
not
and
sure
knees.
where it is. Oh, there you go. There it is. Sitting out in the promenade somewhere.
One shot, Billy Jackson.
Yes, a bit unlucky. Good strike. Probably why I thought it'd be better in the backhand, because off the bowl he was getting the jack, which was good. Forehand he really had to be inside the line.
It's quite difficult as well, David. You know, the balls are really shiny. Because it's so warm in there as well, you're quite sweating. We saw Lee there trying to sort of dry his palm, you know. I think it's very difficult to get the balls away clean when you're sort of playing that pace. And we saw Lee there just sort of hang it out to the right of what his original target was.
27 minutes.
That's a different tactical game, of course. You guys are used to 2 bowls, and we're used to the whole tactics side of the game, which really isn't there with you. You've got more of a psychological side of it in some ways.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it sort of balances itself out a little bit. And of course you've got the speed and the difficulty of the crown as well.
Absolutely.
And the fact that whenever you play your jack, I can't see it.
Especially over a distance.
50, 60 yards away, and you're going, what on earth is this?
I think that's, you know, why there's a lot of players enjoy playing Crown, because, you know, a yard ball over that distance is probably as good, if not better, than
It's a good
Billy's
ball.
sort of 9-inch ball
Yeah,
there, you know.
absolutely. It's a good ball. Anything within the yard is a good ball. That sort of distance.
Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons why sometimes it doesn't come across as well on the TV as well, the Crown, because you can see a yard ball and think, oh, that's no good. But in actual fact,
It's
it
very
really
good.
is, yeah.
The same applies down in the southern hemisphere when the greens get very quick. They get up to 19, 20, 21 seconds, and so I've played in with crosswinds and all sorts of problems. So sometimes what they do is, if the match has been televised, they actually flood the greens the night before, try and keep them as damp as possible, so that they at least start off at 17, which is still quicker than this.
Yeah.
Time you get to midday, they've picked up another 2 or 3 seconds, of course.
One both past the length, Mike.
But again, I guess that speed,
Shot bow is
anything
about
within a yard is good stuff.
Yeah.
I'll drive with this. No. Looked like he was aiming for a drive. He's not bad with this one. Just needs to hurry. Rest the green ball. There it is. That's it. Very good goal.
And big as well, you know, because if he doesn't get in there, Billy's going in for 4 and the game could be nearly gone by then.
Yeah, should have been chasing. worth Billy giving this a little bit of a chance. Just to rest the ball off on the plant.
He's trying as well.
Looking for the edge of the red. Oh, well, that's enough to make a double, I think.
Two green.
Two green now. Will he play the hard shot, try and repeat his last one, or damage limitation and come into it with weight? I think it might be worth a runner, this one, to be truthful with you. Or even if he takes one out, it's good. Looks like it might be three. Big turnaround.
Three shots, lead round.
Three confirmed. Need a clean jack. Got it absolutely perfect. No argument about it. If you're going to leave the jack open, that's what's going to happen. Or at least potentially going to happen. And with you guys, the flat know that you're good drivers, so there's that danger.
It is, but I think, like you said earlier, David, Lee took quite a lot of pace off there, what he normally would, just to ensure that if he did hit the jack, it'd actually stay in the ditch rather than bounce on and be re-spotted somewhere. So it's a really good ball.
Really think that's the key for a lot of your guys, just to pull that back a little bit.
Well, I'm sure when Callum rates on Wednesday, he'll be pulling back nothing. He'll be trying to destroy the set and everything.
Yes. It's okay when it works.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just when you get a couple of things that go wrong for you.
Yeah.
That's all, which is... You just have to think about it. But if you're going to win these matches, that's the sort of thing you have to think about. And there he's off to a good start.
Really driving with his first, he's took it off as well.
Yes, it happens occasionally just to get the arm going a bit. Say, well, I fancy those a wee bit back here. Good time to do it early in the set. 3-all. Be happy enough to go back to the draw with the next ball.
Yeah. Now for him. You see a little sniff of a chance here. Yeah. Well, you saw at least give his step on the snap there. It's
Yeah.
a big part of the crown game. Gets the crowd going as well, and yourself as a player. Surely won't drive again though, will he?
I wouldn't be at all surprised if he does, because the target's good, but his strength's on the draw. That's the thing. Billy's strength is on the draw. That's where his game is based.
You tell him, Billy, you can do it.
A lot of success over the years by playing in good bowls, and he knows somewhere along the line he can't afford to be silly. And you can get drawn in by the crowd.
Absolutely, you can, yeah.
Tell him, Billy, when he puts Tex in there, that winning ball, it's just gone up.
See, Billy's enjoying it though, so he's taking it all in his stride, which is good to see.
Okay. Giving a bit back, but he's
Yeah, I'm
keeping his
sure he will.
concentration.
I'm sure he'll be giving some back in the next game as well. He'll be sat in the crowd with the flat guys.
Wobble! Wobble!
It's a handy one there. Wobble, wiggle.
Tumble.
Dear, dear. There's some new sayings going on out there for me. I have to get a list of these before we're finished.
We'll draw you on up on Friday when we've finished.
Yeah, I think it'll be useful. Get them ready for the next event. I'll love it.
This is trying, isn't it?
That's what he needs to do. Just get something half decent in there. And he can give some flexibility with his next ball. Lee needs another one in. Always like playing against Billy Jackson. You know what you're going to get. You know, a good hard match, very professional. Doesn't have a hissy fit if something goes wrong.
No.
Just gets on with the game. Bit of a laugh, bit of a banter, but a good professional.
Good, Eddie. Fly like an eagle. Give me one. Give it a proper one.
It's stamping. We're not used to that because balls fall on the indoor.
Yeah, well, of course.
With that.
Yeah.
So that's why we're not used to that sort of thing.
When you see some of our guys coming on later who are slightly bigger than myself, they stamp it, you know, the whole room will shake.
Calmly said, Billy. Time for the high line drift.
Yep, someone using my comment there, the high line drift. They must have been listening somewhere, because that's not in the coaching book, I can assure you.
Well, right.
Ball down to weight. Oh, great effort. Really good effort by Billy Jackson. I think it might still be 1-red.
Surely won it.
One shot lead right.
Red. Good end of balls, that.
New leader.
Such a big turnaround from that sort of last bowl in that end where Billy was stood sort of 2 or 3 to go, 5 and 6-0 up, and Lee's now gone in front. So it's a massive turning point.
Exactly. 24 metres. Get on. Just a bit more. Get on. Starters.
Matt well up the green. Short jack length.
One green.
He's almost steered this one in the forehand. He has to catch something or it will go away very quick. Half ball would be good. Shouldn't put too much on it.
Back mine off a length one.
Yours off a length. 10 inches. Two green.
It's got to be tempting. Has to be tempting to have a little go with that one. This one starts to go away now. Can he get inside enough to get to the green? It looks very good. Yes. Oh,
Just over 3 inches.
that was a hard shot to play. Billy going chasing it.
Can he look at his own now?
Don't think on the angle. Oh, believe that result. Goodness me, that was didn't look possible. Actually, red ball went up the green. Well, it wasn't what he was looking for, but he'll take it. Bit of fortune there.
Don't be afraid, lad.
Looking for the bowl out, nice and clean with this one. So, going for the controlled weight again. Well, he's got a chance of his own 2 bowls. Wants a thin edge. Oh, that's unlucky. The thin edge, he had it out perfect for 3. Beautiful weight for the job. Just needed a thin edge. Not going to make it.
Hit that. Well, Brownie.
I'm not sure about this one. Chalk the ball up. No arguments there. Once that the chalk goes up on the inside, the ball's not going to get any closer to the jack. I've always liked to see them being used.
Yes, we don't use them in the ground game, David, and I think it's something that could be introduced because, you know, like you were saying earlier about players slowing the game down. Some players, if their ball looks like falling in, you know, they'll shout for the pegs and wait for it to fall in, which is a little bit disappointing, but it does happen now and then. Whereas the chalking of it would obviously take that away.
Well, it's a simple thing we're saying in the last game with Simon. It's a very easy, a very cheap fix for players to have them in their pockets.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, or a marker to have it in his pocket and just put it down. It doesn't, you know, to me, it's a given, really.
Well, it is. I'm sure the vast majority of Crown Greeners would welcome it, you know, to our game. Definitely they would.
Well, Billy Jackson got away with that in many ways, that end.
Fine margins.
Once again, that's a very familiar score, that 4-all.
Yeah, here we go.
And when it comes to sets, and it's usually at this point we see the flat green player just take off. A couple of feet away. He needs to hurry just a little bit. Oh, good stuff. Good ball. I love the way the crowds they're almost asking him, are you close? We get a lot of that in internationals, so when you're playing with a crowd beside you and you let one go, they're asking you, are you close? Are you close? You know?
Yeah.
So whenever you turn around and say, I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the problem. You know you're having a tough day.
Yeah.
You got a job on Waterloo, him.
Yeah, good ball. Really good ball. Bit unlucky to come out into the open. Don't think it'll change Billy much. Just keep drawing. Close for this. Very close. His own ball and then drop back. Yeah. Second ball, I think. Well, I'm not really sure you should be even thinking about that. The backhand, if you play it right, just drop the red down onto the green ball. It takes away the trail shot. Just forced him out on the wide side. Actually looks like he's placing it where he thought he should be. Well, you can either look at it as a very good ball or it's giving Billy a nice path inside it with his own ball to get if he goes even tighter. So, you know, it's not the worst ball he could have played, but tactically the backhand was probably a safer shot.
Yeah, it sort of made Billy's mind up, I think, like you say, just to play through that gap.
Forced Billy down an inside line. He hasn't got the weight to carry it. No, he needed more weight than that. Now be very careful. If you're going to play the forehand, you have to come round it on the wide side. I'm sure if his balls are strong enough from where he was positioned on the mat. Yeah, he was slightly on the inside of the middle of the mat. He needed to be on the outside of the mat to help the ball back. But again, it's totally different from the crown. You know, your mat's just a rubber that you...
Well, it is, and most people use them to stand on. Some try not to, but
I've heard that.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm sure we'll
just stick a foot down.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's there for.
Well, yeah, some people just use it as more of a guide than an actual thing to stand on. But it's to the fair
You just come along and throw it on the green,
yeah.
and then you go either side of it or something.
You
know.
can do, yeah.
Like, you're meant to stand on it. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, the panel, which is like the sort of professional bowlers game, they've got mats that are absolutely tiny, and they would say it is more of a guide. But the normal size mats, you know, sort of 6-8 inch
Yeah.
in diameter, you are supposed to keep your foot on
Foot
there.
on it.
Some people. I'll not mention names. But it is an interesting point about where to stand on the big mat, because I don't know about the other guys, but I'd not really sort of thought about that. I'm just sort of standing on it and trying to get my ball away.
There are certain positions you need to be on to really help you.
Mm.
You know, you're starting. If you'd have been on the outside edge of that mat, coming back on the forehand, he could have gained probably an extra 3 feet of draw. Just adjust your line and just you're making the ball come in many ways. You know, pushing out much wider, and you're just letting the ball drift in on the draw.
Yeah.
You don't have to make it to the jack. Just 6 inches jack high is good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Steady, steady. Bit excited with that one. If Lee can keep this tight for 2 more ends, you could just see a little bit of a wobble from the flat green guys, because Kerr Embley says when he gets that close to one end to go, you're sort of thinking this could go wrong.
Absolutely.
Run.
Needs to hurry. He's overcorrected. It's a bad one. Too many chances.
2 green.
Still playing the forehand at this.
Anytime.
It's a loose 2.
2 green.
And there's another one to come. That's what we're talking about, getting that close to him. That 3 always seems to arrive.
And quite often at the 7th end as well.
Yeah, it's always around that sort of area, isn't it? Too many chances in that end.
There's a lot of room there.
3 shots, 3 jacks.
And of course, by Billy winning the first set, it's almost like carrying a shot into the next set. Because your opponent has to win the set, Billy can afford just to play out a draw.
Absolutely.
So really, Lee has to score this end.
Probably looking for at least a 2 as well, and then the last end winner. Isn't it?
Yeah, last end playoff really.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
That's what he needs.
Yeah,
He really,
absolutely.
really needs a double.
Now, 28.5 meters.
I played 15 ends in this match, and Lee scored on 5. So Billy's had the better scoring rate. Having said that, the 4 on the 8th end really was just, it's inconsequential. He was looking for a single. That was, the
Yeah.
2 would have been enough. But he was having to chase it. You're sort of half expecting the Crown guys to have one bad end, and every time they seem to have a bad end, it hurts them.
Yeah. It's one of those, if it's like early on in the set, you can sort of recoverable.
Yeah, you've got time. Still, good starter. Still another good ball. Right, don't change. You don't need to change. Just play the same as you played the last time. You know the line. You know the weight. If you're a little bit heavy, you drop in under the green balls. Come on, Lee. You know it's the right shot. Go on. There you go. Good lad.
Must have got an earpiece in, I think.
Oh, come on.
Oh, hold
don't-
on.
No.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, he's good. He's all right. The thing about that backhand is that even when he comes into his own ball with a foot of weight, he's still safe.
Yeah.
He comes in on the forehand with a foot of weight to the jack, he's stuffed.
Yeah.
So,
Might be too wide at pace.
yeah, he's a bit on the wide side. But he was looking for the same line, same length. Just draw another shot. Force Billy into the runner.
Yeah.
If he misses, all of a sudden the game changes. That's a bit wider, that ball. It might tempt him on the forehand. Just on the edge for line. Don't think he's got the weight to do any damage. Yeah.
Good length as well.
Lovely length. Good good weight for the job. And hard to play that shot with confidence unless you're coming in off the high side of the jack, because at the wide side of the jack you're always safe. If you go trying looking for a line to the jack and fall inside, it's no good. Billy's looking at this because a little touch on the jack, well, that's a match over. But he also knows if he takes the ball out clean on the backhand,
It's a lot of pressure then for Lee to get one in when he's 3 down.
doesn't really want to play it in the forehand. Play it in the forehand, you can take all your own out.
I think if he does take Lee's out, I think we'll find Lee driving at all 3. Like you say, you can get all 3 out in a line, can't you?
It's not Billy's game, it's his game to draw things. So.
Yeah.
No. He's usually got a big strong bias ball. This has got a bit of work to do, this one, but it's close. Wants to drop in off the ball. That's close for shot. Very close. Well, maybe Maybe just too many chances.
Possibly.
One to green. Lee missed with his second and third bowls. Didn't put the pressure on. Really can't afford to lose one here. A little rock and roller, slightly inside line, a little bit of weight. It's more a draw line for his bowl by the looks of it. But he's in the area. Now, bowl first and then the jack. Get it right, get it right. Oh, I think he's been unlucky. There is a ball working back there, but I don't think it's gone far enough. I think it's still one to green.
That was a good news, ref.
Billy knows. One to Billy. Billy knows.
Yeah.
I think we know as well. I think if he loses this, he's been desperately unlucky with that last delivery.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was a brave shot to take it on with that sort of weight. Deserved to get more out of it.
There's two or three of those, Lee, where he's played the right ball at the right pace and just not either got the connection or got a connection, it's just not quite gone the right way.
Well, clean ball and dropping back on the jack was securing a double and a very testy last end.
Yeah.
But having said that, that measure there went through past the green very quickly. I wonder, is it one to red? Oh yes, it is indeed. Well, got the shot out of it. Good call on the measure. Giving himself a little bit of a lifeline, but he deserved to get the shot with that ball. Just see things as the week goes on, this crowd building up for the pairs and things as well, and boys coming in from the bar. And
I think the pairs will be. I think it's been a good move to put the pairs in the evening as well, because you're going to have the four players on the rink who are going to be having quite a bit of banter with each other, and like you say, the crowd will have been having a good couple of drinks throughout the day, and I think it'll all come and be good for a really good atmosphere.
Well, Brownie.
Steady, steady. No, it's not bad. Decent starter. Billy won't show any real emotion. Just get on with the job. He knows he's got a tie break in the back pocket if needed. He also knows that he can allow his opponent to score a single and still win the match.
Well, Bummer. Well, Bummer.
Needs to be a length, this one.
Well, Bummer, lad.
Likes it.
Jack would be a bonus.
That's the bow short. Mine from Lee's bow. Yours from Lee's bow is 14 inches.
It's a bit much. If it had been 6 or 8 inches, he might have been tempted a lot. Oh, he's going anyway. He could take his own out here. Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. That if it had been 6 inches away, he definitely would have had a drive. But 14 inches is too big a gap. Big chance to take your own out, and that's exactly what he's done.
Sort of gives Lee a slight problem now, though, because he obviously needs one closer than his second as it stands, but then Billy's presumably going to drive again, try and kill the end.
So you're probably having a good chat with personal colleague there, Nicky Brett. And
what would you have done, Ilse?
Nicky was looking a big smile as if to say, "What are you doing?" Nicky's probably thinking, that's my sort of shot, because that's the way he plays.
Yeah.
He's put himself into a little bit of bother here because there's another ball coming in. Still enough for him to draw in for second, but he's dropped it back.
18 inches.
Yeah, you have to draw it. 18 inches. must be close. He's giving it a good look.
Find a yard.
Looks heavy.
Find a yard.
Yeah. Wow. I think he saw the finish line a bit early there with that second delivery. And
possibly. Risky, very risky.
well, you know, if you can keep your opponent down to a single, just pack the head as best you can. Drive your third or fourth if you have to.
These one.
Well, he needs another one in because Billy takes one away. It's enough. So that's why he's trying it. But is he going to frame it? No, he doesn't want to frame it.
That's unlucky. There's any gaps there on the floor.
No, that's unlucky. Bit of pressure on Billy though. Like it's a long jack length. It's still probably a foot wide target. He has to run it.
He's round corner.
Oh, he's got one at least. Off it. Took his own balls out. I'll just check to see how many it is. Doesn't really matter though.
3 shots to Lee Brown on the second set. Match tie, please.
3 shots to Lee Brown. First set for the Crown boys on the Super Bowl event. Good value for it.
No, he's played well. Like I say, he's played a lot of good balls, and then he's had a couple of sort of unlucky rubs as well.
No, it's been a good game.
Do they start from up there now, or do they have to come all the way
Nope.
back?
Stop there. 3-end tie break. Toss the coin to see who has the choice for the first jack. And then on the second end, it'll go back to the opposition for their choice. And then back to the regional player on the third if needed. Oh, a sweaty palm one here for Billy Jackson.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
this is all about what this event's about. You know, this pressure of having to perform against someone from a different code. Different tactics here. Just win the end. It doesn't matter how many shots it is. In some events they do accumulated shots in the outdoor.
Right.
And there's others that play the same as we do. And that's just win the end. That's enough.
Yeah.
So it can be quite aggressive. Somebody gets one close. That's 2 good openers, both players.
I'll fall past that run. The gap is 14 inches.
Just training through a bit. Still beatable in the flat green. All the guys would just still try to draw this because they know if they draw the shot, the opposition's in deep trouble
Massive, yeah.
because that's a protector.
Well, he's after it.
Is he wide? I don't think he's reaching.
No, he's round the corner as well.
He needs to be second shot.
Might be happy with that lead.
Choices, Billy. Put one close. You could make it very, very tempting for a drive. Go deep. Stay away from it. That's what he's playing. Going for the respot. I'm not sure if he's going to secure the respot. This needs to stop pretty quick. I would call this. Call it for a drive on the respot because he'll get it on the respot.
Yeah.
You know, it's a hard shot to draw it. Never see that with a flat guy. He's going down for a shot like this.
Yeah. Again, it's playing percentages. You know, Lee's a real good striker, and he's obviously played well drawing some shots today. But I think that this is the right choice of shot at this stage.
I wouldn't try and kill the end, because by killing the end, got one out. It's 2, so still 1 to green. I think it's still 1 to green. Just wait for the marker.
Certainly bounced it when you're trying to break the ball.
Yep, 1 to green. First end to Billy Jackson. That's all it takes. Doesn't need to play his last ball. Surprised he called that, because on the respot his ball was only about a foot or so away, and that would have been just hard enough to beat. Even getting the jack right when you do this is going to be hard enough. Oh, he's safe enough. That's a good jack. Well done.
23.5 metres.
Wise to use the 3 metres behind the tee for that.
Well up.
What are we saying?
Well up. Roundabout on the premises.
He's pretty close.
Aye, aye, laddie. Get on there. Get on there.
Don't light again.
Still good. Now be very careful about this one. Yeah, move on to the backhand. Use the green ball as the shoulder.
Well. Sit on that green thing.
Hit the green. Good effort. Very good effort. Right shot to play.
Get round there, Johnny. Show some bias.
Now. Boomerang.
One red.
I have to say, they're not afraid to give an opinion, are they?
No,
they really are not afraid to give an opinion on things. You certainly wouldn't need to be a prima donna on the Crown Green. Don't think it would last too long.
You don't last very long at all. Well, you know, it's a good thing again. It gets the crowd going. As long as I said earlier, as long as the guys take it in the good sport it's intended, I think we should be fine. And you can see Billy,
short of jack high.
it's that kind of guy. So
Oh, Billy won't affect
yeah,
him.
no.
You'd hear a lot worse where he works.
Yeah,
You know,
well.
so. It looks closer this time.
Yeah.
Just well, he's standing up. Yep, he's got it. Just stood up nicely. Still available to Lee to turn the ball off. Backhand, just a little bit of weight inside the line. Punch the ball straight.
He's playing a lot of weight.
Oh, he looks outside.
Do anything?
Oh, well. He might have managed to get something with that. The green ball went up the green.
One red.
One red.
Stuck out. Real good result, but it just stuck out nicely for Billy.
He was in the area.
Yeah.
It was a good result, but he was in the area.
But again, played at not full pace, just a good reaching ball that's had a good result.
I think if the Crown guys are watching this, and they are, they'll realise that he's actually had more results with that weight
Yeah.
rather than full out drives.
Absolutely, yeah.
Could be a similar shot for Billy. Narrow the line, control it. Yep. Just needs to be in the area as well, and he's got a chance.
Likes it.
Oh, he's got it the other way. Not bang on target by any means, but he's got a very lucky result in the end. And I think Billy realised that he was very fortunate there to get that single.
For your appreciation, Lee Bomber Brown.
That was just so unlucky for Lee Brown. A little bit of fortune with his ball, but that was a bit cruel, I have to say, with that last delivery, Chris.
It was absolutely, yeah, but it's one of those, you know, all the balls are in the area, so it's a big target you've got there. And again, played at that pace from Billy, he has got the option of coming in off the shoulder, like you say, and he'll be disappointed to lose in that way in the last end. You know, he's played really well there, you know, not disgraced himself in the slightest, and you know, we can say in this new era of the Super Bowl was the first crown to win a set. So
absolutely, you know, we're still waiting on the first win from the crown, and it was getting better every game. But we'll be back in about 10 minutes for our next singles game. Andy Cairns, Connor Snato. Join us in about 10 minutes for that one.
Ready for your next match? Yeah. Well, with no further ado, let's crack on with it then. He's well known on the Crown Green circuit, hoping to launch himself into Superbowl. It's none other than the Rossendale Rocket, Andy Cairns. Opponent, ladies and gentlemen, with 4 goals in the England under-18s to his credit from Northamptonshire, let's give a warm welcome to Connor Kinato.
Thank you, Richard. Andy Cairns, the Crown Green. I've no doubt that Chris Brown with me will know all about Andy. Connor Snatto's new to me, a flat green player, very young man, 18 years old, and so it's the first time I've got a chance to see him. But I think we'll know more about Andy Cairns in a moment or two.
Yeah, Andy's one of the qualifiers, you know, he was over the moon to win his place in the tournament. I think he does play a little bit of indoor now and then, but you know, he's been a real good player for a long time, Andrew, and he's starting probably as he means to go on with a reasonable lead there.
Settling down period for both these players, and obviously the flat green from a point of view being a very young man, 18 years of age, and it'll be all new to him, but he's a very confident player from what the guys have been telling me. And then we move on to the Crown Green player, plays a little bit of flat, but again inexperienced, but he'll be hoping to lift his game to give the opportunity for the first match to be won by a Crown Green player. And you think that's possible this time?
I think it is, yeah. As I say, Andy's really over the moon to have qualified. I know he's put a lot of hours in, so I think he's probably got as good a chance as anybody. Like with the last game, you know, Lee Brown's played really well. He's been quite unlucky at the last end not to get that win, but I think Andy, with his experience, obviously of the Crown, he'll know how to use these big occasions. Former Waterloo winner, so he knows how to conduct himself and work the crowd as well.
So we have really a situation of a young flat against an experienced Crown. Maybe that might just balance things up a little bit during this match.
Wow, it's swinging. One ring. Come on, buddy. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Come on, Connor.
One green.
Good ball by Connor. A bit of encouragement there from the crowd as well, so he's got some support in. Andy was a flat green player like some years ago, but moved to the Crown. Looks under unless he's lucky. Not this time. Well, they're all getting into it now. Players having a bit of a chat with the crowd.
Well, it's good to see, you know, Connor's a young lad. I was speaking to him earlier, actually, and he's really looking forward to it. So I think he'll potentially be one of those flat green guys who embraces the different situation.
Looks like he's missed the chance for the spare shot. Connor made the final of the International Open qualifier. His first attempt at the PBA events, and lost in the final to Damien Doubler, who's a very good young Welsh player. So hasn't been playing the game too long, but obviously he's a natural.
Pass that down, please. Yeah.
Bit of work to do with this one. Coming back now.
Red ball, is it behind? Yep.
Last ball, yes. 14 inches past that one.
And my front ball, please.
Your front ball's 2 feet.
Any tag in there?
Only when he clicks.
Just over, certainly a bit of chat going on out there with the players and the crowd. I think I would enjoy that, actually. I think I would like to be out there and have a bit of a go at those guys. You know.
No, it's good, and it in a way you'd think people might be sort of put off by it, as in it breaks the concentration, but I think it probably does the opposite. Makes you concentrate more, because you know that if you don't bowl any good bowls, you're going to get some stick from the crowd. So,
well, it can also relax you too.
Absolutely,
you know,
yeah.
Area where some people will like it and some won't.
Andrew definitely likes it, so like I say, I'm sure when he starts sort of playing well, he'll be riling the crowd.
He's not going to get back with that once you go out a little bit. Hard to get back with the weight. Oh, needs to hurry. Oh, he's good. Well, you know Andy Cairns, it's more a matter of, does he try and draw again, or does he rocket into it?
I think he'll try and draw, to be honest, David. I think there's too many things in the way to be able to either clear the counting balls out or the jack, so I think he'll just try and draw around his own short ball and rest on that sort of back green one.
Yep, looking just to come around the front one.
Who's after it? Is he there?
Well, he needs to get past. That's the problem. Well, he didn't have the weight. Even if he got past, he wouldn't have made it.
2 shots, 1 Sonata.
Marker for this match, Alan Thornhill. Very experienced, both these officials.
Chaplain, 29 and a half.
It's very hard to come on after the excitement of the last game, and it's just a little bit flat at the moment as the players just find their line and length, develop themselves into the game.
Well, Andrew!
Got a bit of a chance.
Well, Andrew!
Bit of a song and a dance. Why?
Get on the lad.
Come on.
Dinners! Chicken dinners!
Welcome to the
It's interesting to see all the sort of chasing, stamping, waving that goes on in the Crown game. It's very, I suppose if you watch the game, you know it's fairly predictable, but at the same time, it's been there for a long, long time.
Oh,
and,
years and years. Before I were even born, you know, a lot more characters in those days because we didn't have so many referees sort of trying to put the mockers on things.
Stamp out the excitement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but quite a few tournaments now are saying, you know, they don't have proper referees, and while you obviously still play to the rules, you can do what Andrew's just done there and sort of chase your balls up and what. Because again, you know, it gets you into the game as a player, it gets the crowd excited, and you know that's what you want. It's more entertaining than seeing people just rolling up and down. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can.
Come out, that's enough.
Not enough. Not enough.
It's all right.
Use it. Use it. Use it.
It's a much better line as well.
You can play to the same. What a bowl.
As you can see, as soon as Andrew starts playing well, the crowd are massively into it as well. So it'll be interesting to see how young Connor reacts to that.
Yes, I think so, because I know I've seen a lot of players, very experienced, top class players, sort of almost sort of crash and go with that one. You know, they just fall apart because they're just not only they're not used to it, but it can be a bit direct at times as well, and you know they just can't handle it.
No, but you can see Connor there. You know, he's having a laughing and joke with his own people, and I think whenever he does that, he'll stand him in good stead for it.
Exactly. Give a bit back and enjoy it.
Well, it will, and our guys will appreciate that. You know,
Yes.
and when he comes off, we'll get him a drink of Coke or
Exactly.
whatever he'll
Yeah,
do.
he's 18. He's all right.
Yeah.
Show no weakness.
Yeah.
I think that's the idea.
Wow. Keep pegging these.
Miss that ball. Miss that ball.
What's on it? Oh.
There's a lot going on out there. We can't hear it in here, but I'm sort of getting some of it, but not getting all of it. But, no, a good chance for this one.
Okay. Well then.
Nice, get the caps off.
The hat's off. Must have a chance with that. Need one. Need another. Need
They're
another.
shouting the hats
Use
off.
that hat.
He must be close.
Yep,
Yep, no, he's good for 3. As soon as he lifted the ball, it was fine.
That's it. 3. 3 grand, dude. Get them all.
Get the hat on again before the lights burn you.
You can just see if he has a bad rub, that cap's going to come off quicker than anything.
3 shots.
3 it is.
See how good a lead this is, and then I think again we'll see how Connor can react to it.
I'm going to have to come over for some of this crown stuff. I really am. This will be good crack. I could get right into it. Let myself go a little bit more. Sort of confined sometimes by certain rules and regulations and etiquette.
Back to normal.
What's up with it now?
Stop moving.
Get it off.
Not playing with tigers, is it? Come on.
No, it seems great. It's taking a barrel.
Go out with the lead.
Certainly got a few wags out there at the moment that are enjoying themselves. Fueled by the odd pint of sarsaparilla, no doubt.
Yeah, especially when it's 2 for 1 at lunchtime. I think, a few people have taken good advantage of that today.
Might better. Couldn't be any worse. Thank you, Red. Cease. Go
Cease
back.
forward momentum.
Talking to it, Andrew.
Fall
We're
backwards.
going to listen.
Slide. White ball, how far through, please? 3.5 feet.
It's disappeared.
I was going to say it wasn't in that shot, which means it's a long way away from where it's meant to be.
You might have put an early positional one on the old respot.
Yeah. We need a wide shot to find it.
Yeah. Well, no, good to see Connor running his second bowl up as well. He's getting into the swing of the game.
Once again, no messing about, getting on with it.
I hope we're on a roll.
Get over that seam and fly.
See, Andrew.
Fly like an eagle.
Just don't do that then.
You can keep up with it.
1 out of 3 ain't like that.
You're on, man.
Again, Connor not taking his time either. Straight up and off.
Yeah, he's a quick player.
Mm-hmm.
Notice a lot of the players using Drake's Pride balls. Is that because of the crown green, really?
Yeah, Drake's is a big sort of supplier to a lot of crown green bowlers, so I think if people are comfortable using those on the crown, they think by using that same brand on the indoor side, it'll stand them in good stead, because even though the bowls are quite a lot heavier indoor, the sort of shape of them are fairly consistent, so I think people are quite happy to use those.
That was a good ball, that.
Connor's quieting the crowd down for a moment or two with that good ball. Oh, that didn't look right. Oh, that seemed to hit. It seemed to hit the ground first, and then he had to flick it to get it there. If you don't get it away right, chances are it's not going to be right.
I think that's a difficult thing as well, that us crowners, because we've got a genuinely faster delivery. When you have to slow it down for this, you've got a lot more sort of room for error, really, and you just sometimes struggle to get them away. I know I did quite a few times earlier on.
Yes, the timing just goes out slightly.
It does, yeah.
A chance here for Connor if he plays a yard on, just to rest off the ball and turn the jack for 3 or 4. I'd say this is a definite opportunity. Even a split between the ball and the jack would be good. Just needs to hurry. Well, he touched it, but not enough to push it down. Get the measure out right away. The ball has chucked. It's probably going to be sending a message to the Crown Green that that's just something that they need to think about.
Definitely.
Very, very seriously.
Definitely. It just removes all arguments then, you know.
It's the whole idea, especially if there's stamping and stuff going about as well, you know, it's...
Well, yeah, I mean, especially on the indoor as well, you know, if there's one nearly going over, some of our guys walk past it, somehow it just falls over.
It will fall over.
Yeah, might even fall back over twice.
On the green. Maybe that little touch was enough. Yes, we've had cases of stamping actually on the indoor, which is frowned upon on the flat green guys, and especially if there's one where you're stamping right beside it on the way through, knowing that it might just fall in for shot.
Yeah.
And it's an element of the game we don't see very often, I have to say. But it's not part of our game, whereas with the Crown it is very much outdoors part of the game.
It is. I mean, you know, we do have rules that you're not supposed to get within sort of 1 metre or try and enhance the running of the bowl or whatever the wording is. But again, if you're sort of running alongside it and you're seeing Andrew sort of dancing around the bowl there, and you'll see some of the guys doing the same, it's not actually making any difference to the bowl itself. It's just getting the crowd involved, getting them into and it's just pure entertainment.
Yeah, it won't make any difference to the bowl.
No.
It's just anything that's up there on its edge, that's
Yeah.
all. And they usually stay away from it by that stage as well.
Absolutely.
Get up, get over, run a mile, find a yard.
He always would chop years and years ago. We played in Superbowl once or twice, and he used to dance literally the balls between his legs.
That'd be Vernon Lee, probably.
That was him, Vernon Lee.
Yeah.
That was the name. I was searching for it.
Yeah.
My brain. Vernon Lee.
Well before my time, but I've seen the old footage of him doing it, and you know, a lot of the guys still talk about him now. But as I say, that kind of thing's being outlawed a little bit, but we've got a couple of the guys trying to bring it back. So
he was a master at it.
Absolutely, yeah.
A master at it.
That's when you're at the top of your game. You can almost send them through your legs and then dance around it. So it's. But again, it's all good.
He was good entertainment. No doubt about that.
No question.
This looks like it needs to run just a little bit more.
Aye, aye, laddie. Great ball.
Yeah, he's good.
Sit down.
Right in front of the drag.
Rockendale Rocket.
Too big. Yeah, too big.
How fast my green ball through there, please? Closest.
2.5 feet.
That's not a run. Something's wrong with this. Oh, spotted meter. What spotted meter. Your ball would run downstairs. Come on, lad. Get another in. The Rossendale Rockets, they haven't even got electricity.
Some interesting matches coming up later on when we look at them. Gary Ellis, Darren Burnett. That looks tidy.
It will be a good game. I mean, you know, Gary's arguably the best player in our code of the game. Darren's obviously the current world champion. Well, yeah.
Ditchfield, Paul Foster. Oh, get a crowd in for that.
Get on it!
As well, and he plays here quite a lot. So whether he'll have any slight advantage on the rink over Paul, I'm not sure, but definitely one I'll be watching. Along with quite a few people, I would imagine.
I think Paul will be quite light-hearted about it, and he'll prepare himself for a little bit of stick.
Yeah,
I would say.
Well, I'm playing with Darren in the doubles, and we play Gary and Paul Wednesday night, so I think that'll be an interesting encounter.
Bit of work to do this one.
Nearly too far.
He thinks it's a little bit quick. There it is. Chance now. Bit warm out there.
Really is. You don't realise just the fact of the lights and the low ceiling. It really is warm. And like I say, that then starts your palms being a little bit sweaty than they normally are. You can see Andrew's bowl there, how shiny it is as well, and just slipping all over the place.
You got the top hat? Get on. Somebody over there said you might get 4.
Very much on the wide side.
Get on.
Never gonna happen.
Get on.
Sure, that's going to get back. The wobble is actually holding it out more than anything else.
Finish ball. Just a top hat. Any peg?
Could
any
be.
peg in them? 4.
Can't score anymore.
4 red.
You could have put it nearer. No.
How many? How many?
Behave yourself, Connor.
2 out, and they're looking at the third. Well, the fourth one's definitely nowhere near it then.
Dear me. Every tree. You don't need to, Andrew.
Well. Wow. And he might finish. I know.
It's only going to be 2, but they're going to check this one anyway, just in case.
Are those elastic measures?
Yeah.
You tell me all right, son.
2 shots, Andy Cairns, and you get a few comments there. Is this how long it takes a measure? Say, well, there's 3 or 4 bowls involved. Yes, it is. It has to be right. You just don't go on and chuck a bit of string down there and think, yeah, that's good enough. It's quite important, these matches, if only for the fact of pride as well.
It is, and Andrew will be thinking there, you know, another couple of inches on each of those balls, and he's got a 4, and he's sort of massively in the first set. So.
He had a big chance there for a heavy count. I think also we're not quite sure how young Connor's going to respond to being a few shots down and under pressure with the crowd.
You know, we're coming up to the same old stage of the set now where the flat greeners have shown that they sort of just raised the game that little bit, and we've kind of been such a young lad, we have that experience required to do that.
Yep, good starter.
Yeah.
Good again. Choices now. Draw or drive.
It's one of those, if he drives and misses, he's not really got one of his other balls anywhere near, so I think a draw's on.
This is very much a toe in the water for the World Bowls Tour to try and re-establish the Superbowl back into what it was a long time ago. It's a very good bowl. Look at this for delivery. Oh yes, that's a stunker.
I think that's probably his strength at this game, Andrew, is the draw rather than the drive. I'm sure I won't mind me saying that.
Yes, it's one of those things where you sort of think, well, let's get a limited field in, open up the opportunities through a few qualifiers, see what it looks like, see how it feels, see how everybody responds to it, and get it out there on streaming, get it out there on Sky later in the week.
And I think, it's like you say, with it being the first one for a number of years, it is, you know, a little bit up in the air about how people are going to respond. I mean, hopefully with the standard of the play so far today, you know, the setup people can see, it's fantastic. So it can only be a really big step in the right direction as far as I'm concerned. Hopefully it'll get a little bit more support as well towards the back end of the week, with people actually coming down to watch it live rather than sort of on the computers and what have you, and on Sky as well. But it's just I know a lot of people have put a lot of work in the background over the last 2, 3, 4 years, yourself included, so I think it is just a massive fillip for those guys to see it actually up and running, really.
Yes, it's not an acorn that's been in the growth. It's a bit bigger than that in terms of the growth of it. We need to get it in, establish the event before it grows to what the Superbowl was, which was the most celebrated in terms of finance, as well as the richest tournament in the world. It was richer than the World Championships and bigger in many ways in terms of the crowds. There was 4 million people were watching it,
right.
But and it was networked as well, syndicated across all of ITV at the time. That's what the target is,
yeah,
and that's where we think this is a good start. Close, Andy. Needs to hurry though. Has to be careful too. Nice line. Can't blame him being a little bit frightened. Assuming, of course, he's lying the shot. Connor, you've got a wee chance here if you play this. Down the backhand, punch the ball, get the red through the gap. Lie 3, possibly 4. Big opportunity. I would see this as a major opportunity in the match. Lots of percentages to play it right. Could even play the forehand if he really wanted. Yep. Well, the shot was obvious. It's just how has he managed to play it. Looks under.
He's not going to use that, surely. Hold on, hold on.
Oh, that's well, you can't say anything about that. That was just pure luck. He was off target, and he's only get 2.
Down. I told you the cap had come down.
And the hat comes off in disgust.
At least he's sportsman enough to pass him the mat.
Yeah, it's all part of the game. Nothing anyone can do about it.
No.
You're going to get quite a few against you in the course of your playing career. Maybe not as many for you sometimes.
No, sometimes, yeah. They say it levels out, but I'm sure
I'm not
doesn't
convinced.
Quite,
no, I'm not convinced about that. But Connor will take the 2. He was in trouble there. Yeah, that would have been a really good shout for Andy to go 7-4 in front.
He's took the jack off, Connor.
It doesn't happen too often, but he was searching for something. So the jack was back to Andy to deliver, but the first ball stays with Connor.
Jack length 28.5 metres. Hey.
How far short, please?
Just over a ball short.
Lots of times like this that Andy will need to rely very heavily on his experience and settle himself down. He needs to win this end.
Flat.
Get up.
Doesn't help when your opponent gets a lucky one and then puts 2 on it though.
Yeah, it's great.
You're sort of thinking, I don't deserve this.
Well, he likes this, Andrew. Walking after it with purpose.
Needs to hurry. Needs to run.
Corner again. Oh, great effort.
Well, let's open it up a little bit. So is that his trademark? If things go wrong, he throws the hat down?
Can't possibly comment, David, but it has been known once or twice. Yeah. But he takes it all in good sport, same as
At least
anybody else.
everybody knows what they expect.
No, he loves it really, Andrew. He's a great guy. But again, he's one of the characters of the game, and it's if you were to just sort of stand behind the end after that happened and not say anything or just look blank, then don't get the crowders involved.
Yes, you need the John McEnroe a little bit, every now and again. The bad boy of bowls would be a good one to have somewhere.
Yeah.
We've got 1 or 2.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Get up. Hurry. Hurry. Watford. Hurry.
No, I'm sure
Watford.
he'll
Hurry.
like that, Andrew.
Keep on. 2 yards over.
Good ball.
Good bowl.
Yeah, that's a good one. Don't get them off. Yes. No, we don't. No, where we don't.
Very accurate with the weight here because it just holds off.
Oh, steam packet.
That's the ball dropping into the ditch, that noise. Surprised he played it like that. It's really just over the weight, would have been good, or drive it, one or the other. Big gap though. But he had 2/3, so it didn't matter if he made the gap and took one away.
Yeah.
Thing is, he's got the pressure of the last ball now to, well, really save the set, because if he loses a 3 here, it's going to be hard to get back.
Yeah, and it's the old 7th end again. Connor filled this gap, then I think.
If he falls off this, he will.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll go now. That takes the question away from what shot to play.
Yeah. Well, I think he could save at least 2 from there if he catches those short 2 together.
Yes, he should be ripping into this.
Yeah, he is.
Well, yeah, he's in the area.
Don't go.
No.
Oh, that's a really bad result. Really bad result out of that. He'll lose 2 and didn't deserve it.
No.
That's the way, lad. Keep your spirits up.
Banter going on out there. That's the way, lad. Keep your spirits up. Unlucky the last end. Unlucky in this end. He's on the wrong side of an 8-5 down with 2 ends to go.
That's all I've got.
Well, there are days when even falling out of bed is good. Never mind not getting out of bed. And at the moment, that's what's happening to Andy.
Come on, Connor, get after it. Give it 1.
I love the encouragement for there. Get after it, Connor. I mean, he certainly is. That turn of luck seems to have done something to Connor, because now suddenly the first ball's getting close.
It does, but it's same at any sport, you know, if you get a good rub, it's then kicking on, and like Phil Taylor always said at darts, you just got to step on the neck really, and like Connor's done there, he's had a little bit of a good rub at the previous end and then a back toucher to follow it up, so it's Andrew's then thinking, well, what have I actually got to do now? Andrew might be contemplating a drive to kill the end potentially. So not going to get so much out of this. And he needs to score as well.
Well, he needs to score 2 to give himself a realistic chance. 1 would be okay, but 2 would be better. Rules have changed to more normal in that you can nominate to kill the end once every set. Really well. Full target, no problems.
First kill of the day.
Can't do it again, though, can I?
No.
You can next set.
You'll have missed anyway.
Yeah, true.
So that says 1 kill of the set allowed, but it's on the 8th end, so I don't think you'll worry too much about that. Very good drive. Balls come back, playing in the same direction.
I think that might be the first one of the day as well.
Yes, it is. It's the first one of the day, and a very good one, I have to say.
And here's me saying that's not your strong point. Hit it first time.
But that came down pretty quick.
Yeah.
But again, it seems to be more about accuracy
Yeah.
in the last game or two.
Yeah.
Seems there's been a bit of a message there, and they've certainly been listening.
No, I think I spoke to a couple of the guys since the previous game, and they've said, you know, they probably might try 1 or 2 at full pace, but take notice of what these guys are doing and sort of counting from those kind of shots. It's Connor again.
Finding that first ball, isn't he?
Good to see.
Yeah,
Easy with
absolutely.
I pass that behind, please. Top off.
Well, the thing is, he can still drive if he wants to. It'll just go on the respot.
Yeah.
He has to remember that the respot
Yeah.
is there to be used, and it's of value. Has to get down a bit with this. Needs to get down. Here it comes.
Well, what an effort.
It's a good ball there. Very good effort. He's been talking away to the balls.
Yeah. They never listen.
He's saying, don't bend, don't bend. You haven't bent all afternoon. That's because your weight was good this time. That's why.
Yeah.
Connor trying to add another, go for the kill on this end. Just try and get Andy out of the way by scoring a double. Needs to hurry though.
I'm sure there's a shot on.
I tell you what, I think we have a bit more sympathy for the guys in here than what those guys do out there.
I think we have, yeah.
Some of the comments are, you know, you sort of feel like, come on out, try it yourself, guys. See how difficult it is at times.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No.
Well, I think he's on a good line this time. This is the best line so far.
He's catching it up quick. Do it full. Great ball.
Really good ball, Trevor. Beautiful weight, I have to say. Super conversion shot. There's a little spray chalk to go on the ball. If it goes into the ditch, that ball stays live. Well, they're looking at the second. The first is secure. Yeah. Alan Thornhill, 1 red. And a measure. And immediately gets booed by the crowd.
He can take it, Alan.
Now, Connor, think about this. 2, well, it's not great. It's not a disaster, but you have to attack it, and by attacking it, you have to be careful of your own ball. Yes, he's playing the little runner on the inside now. Is he going to be lucky again and get an edge?
Surely not.
Not this time.
No, no.
Not this time. Well, he's looking at this very hard, and a lot depends on whether he's line 2 or not. If he's line 2, then he has to be extremely careful. Really, really careful. But if it's only 1, then he has to take a chance. He's getting all the advice in the world from the Crown Green supporters, so we don't know for sure what the situation is.
He's playing a run.
Well, he's trying to come inside the green ball, red onto green and stay, but he's pushed it outside. To be fair, that's not a bad shot to try. I think he favours it's only 1 if he played it there. I can't blame him having a go at that. It was a reasonably good shot to attempt. It was just in terms of difficulty. It was hard.
Definitely.
There's a little box measure. We love the box measure. Do you use those?
We do. Both sorts as well. That and the really big one.
Yeah, the big long ones as well.
We do have calipers, but they don't come out very often. Not when I'm playing it.
To the Andy. So we took a risk with the last one, but no damage done. Makes it interesting going into the last end. That box measure goes back to about the early 1900s.
Right.
So even then, they had people fighting over which shot was what. So a chap from the east coast of England developed it, and it's been developed ever since, but not a great amount.
No.
It's very simple, like all things that are successful.
There's only so much you can do.
It's a very simple device, and usually find that the most successful things are very simple.
He's not happy with this.
Well,
I think.
Not too shabby, Rossendale rocket.
Good starter. Andy's target will be to score a single to try and get something out of the set. Gets a double, it's a bonus. Good reply. Really good reply to that first one.
Oh, he's trotting up.
Don't peg.
Just be right. Just
Don't
be right.
peg.
Don't peg.
Tell you what, he's not far away. Got it all the way. Didn't get a lot of solid. He would have dropped in behind the jack, but he'll settle for it. This doesn't look right.
Show some bias. Show some bias. Show some bias. Show some bias.
We're getting some show some bias there as the ball drifts away. I am assuming that would have been a Crown Green supporter.
I think it might have been Andrew shouting to me.
The etiquette is slightly different, I have to say. It really is slightly different etiquette.
No, it is frowned upon in our game if you condemn your opponent's balls. It still happens though.
Yeah, I think you, as a player, you don't say anything, but the crowd, well, they can say whatever they want.
Absolutely, yeah. You can think it as a player.
Yes, and by goodness, we do think it.
Absolutely.
Be a leg. Legs required.
Needs a length for this because the line's good.
Follow it. Come on.
Oh, he's played this end well. He's played this end really well.
potentially nominate, possibly.
Well, he's got a choice. He can just draw up to it and tap it to get the shot. Thing is, it's 3 yards at that angle. I'm trying to think, 3 yards at that angle, will it go off? Might do. Well, he's certainly attacking it. Out on a line. He needs to attack it with just a little bit of weight to get back onto the red ball. As much as I thought, but he's played a good second. That's a really good second shot. Thought he might have just played a little bit over just to try and punch it.
Well, like you say, he's thinking if he can get a good second in, then at least he's not lost the set potentially.
Yep. Walking down there like his man has got the weight of the world on his shoulders. Is that what he's like?
Pretty much. When he's bowling, he is.
Oh, right, okay. Looking for the same as his last delivery. He's out on a decent line. But has he got the weight? Looks short.
Get on, fly. Oh
dear. That was a chance.
Not so bad there.
yeah.
Yep, fairly safe to play it on the forehand.
Can't really get his own, can he?
Well, he would be very unlucky to go inside and flick his own out. It's possible, but you're only talking about 2 feet of weight.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the easiest shot in the world, but if he gets it absolutely right, he wins the set.
Are these for drinking?
That's what he's looking at. I was saying
Yeah.
about that being 3 yards,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
angle. Will it go off? If it goes in the ditch, what happens?
Take your time.
Or he could be ultra safe and play the backhand, draw the shot. That way he's guaranteed not to give it away anymore, and he'll just half the set. Come on, Connor. It's not a dissertation. Come on. Make up your mind. Well, he's young, and these situations are not easy to deal with, to be truthful. He has to actually just get his head completely right, make up his mind what he wants to do, and play it with conviction. That's what he's done.
This is a brave bowl.
Well,
Hearing comments about this is a brave bowl, but he's
well,
very close.
Well,
Well, I give him 100% for even playing it with that weight, because I could hear the crowd saying this is a brave bowl, and that was a very brave attempt.
More choice.
Good stuff, good bowling, good set. Andrew Cairns put the disappointment of a couple of ends behind him to win the 8th and 9th.
well, he did, and it shows the sort of mark of a champion that he is, that after 2 sort of setbacks like that, the bowls he played to get back in the set and, you know, almost win it, just must stand him in good stead for the rest of this set now. Where have I said that?
It's just cheer up, Andy. It may not happen.
Yeah, bowled a good bowl there.
You know, it's okay. You got something out of the set. Ollie and Amber might be sitting at home, 13 and 11. I'm not sure if they're watching at the moment. And his partner, Karen. Some Ben, 16. If you're watching, he's doing well. Not sure how much he's really enjoying it, but he's doing well.
I can guarantee he'll be absolutely enjoying it. He just doesn't quite show
doesn't
show it as
show
much
it.
as others might. No, he'll definitely be enjoying this, David, no question.
Good. Because that's what it's about. It's about winning, but it's also about the enjoyment of playing at this level.
No, he's a big historian of the Crown game, Andrew. He's got lots and lots of old videos and things what he's put on YouTube now, so he, you know, the fact that he's just involved in this, will be a massive bonus for him.
Just holding off there. Might be tempted with his last ball onto the other side. Well, that's tidy, but tempting. Hard shot to turn the jack, hard shot to draw it. Might be worth a little take out. 2 balls gone.
I think the fact when he struck last time and hit the jack clean, I think almost forces him to go at these.
That's damage limitation. Drive them out.
Yep. No, he won't.
Well, he's close to the jack, actually.
Oh,
what a result! The crowd are cheering.
Slumped 1 minute and
There you
next.
go. Arms in the air.
Yeah,
I have to say, he is good value. I really think this guy's
absolutely.
good value.
And that's one of the things he wanted to bring to it. Yeah, he wanted to win, but he just wanted to try and entertain people as well, and he is doing.
Recovery shot. And Connor trying to play across the line. It will start to dip as the weight comes off. Here it comes. He's safe enough. Good ball. No better way to silence the crowd than to do that. And the respectful clap that he gets for it.
I think both players will be reasonably happy how that end played out. You know, Andrew could have missed his strike and been 3 down. He's had a result, and then Connor's bowled a real good ball to take the 3 off Andrew there. So, good start to the set.
I love it when we get new players in, they fill in their profiles. And you get an 18-year-old who says, other items of interest, relaxation and music, and he says sleeping.
Yeah.
Like a true teenager.
Yeah, exactly.
Sleeping.
Yeah. Wait until he's got kids.
Yeah,
That's an hobby you don't have.
that's the thing. That's what they seem to do a lot of, teenagers. Sleep.
Miss all.
Miss Oil. Miss Oil. Miss
And
Oil.
I've got one and I'm almost frightened to go up to the bat cave to see what's going on. I just let her sleep. You know, it's just wait till the daylight hours are gone, and then they come up and they merge. And so like a phoenix coming out from the ashes.
Do a bit.
Is it night time? Yes, I'm going out. Okay.
No, my two aren't quite that old, but one of them sleeps for England and the other one doesn't, so it's quite a mixed bag we've got.
Listen for the click.
Miss Oil. Miss Oil.
Click.
Getting the yo-hos and the whoos as the train goes through the jack length. Oh, I could think of 1 or 2 players in the flat green that will not enjoy this for 1 minute.
Far enough.
Drop your sand
Far
anytime.
enough.
Drop your sand anytime. Sink.
Shed a bit of coal.
Over the carrot. like it, son.
One of each.
Connor. Come on, Connor.
Just needs to steady. Yep, it's good enough.
I like it if you don't.
One green.
I like it. Stressful.
In many ways, it's a home flat green for Connor, but it's like an away match. You know, you're playing the Crown, and their very vocal support and all the sayings that they have and everything else. And there's only one way to respond to that, and that is keep them down as much as you can.
Well, it is, and it's having that interaction with them as well, and then they'll appreciate what you're trying to do from a playing point of view, but the fact that you are taking it in kind and in good spirit. You know, Connor's playing tonight in the doubles, I think, so a few other guys are going to be in there after another few pints have been sunk, and I'm sure how he's been up to now with Andrew, I think you know, he'll probably be supporting him tonight.
He probably will, because he's with Wayne Ditchfield.
Oh.
And if he's with Wayne, he's going to have a lot of local support,
yes,
and they're pretty vocal.
No, it should be a good night tonight.
Doing his best with this. Really doing his best with this one. Well, it's going to be hard to get that green ball out.
Why would you want to make another?
One green.
It's not easy, but it's probably worth trying to make the gap and get a chance of punching his own ball in.
Yeah.
If only with a yard or two, so he doesn't do any real damage.
Yeah.
You know, it's, I don't really think it's worth playing any more than that. Looks like he agrees.
Right. Well then. Right.
Just trying to get a wee wobble through the gap if he
Well.
can.
Use it!
Oh, he really didn't want to hit that. He's better without it. Won the green.
Yeah, we're punching that.
There have been some rules changed over the years, in particular in other elements of the flat green, where they've changed rules about where you stand on the mat and stuff. Connor, you see, just at the point of delivery, his foot's on or over the mat. But we're trying to introduce rules about your whole foot has to be on the mat when you start the delivery.
Right.
Where both two don't get too tied up in the technicalities, because the reality is that the point of delivery is in the right place.
Yeah.
And that's the important bit. It's where the ball leaves his hand. That's always been the case. Just in case of anybody watching who really feels the need to draw attention to that.
Yeah.
Let's knock it on the head now.
No,
It's early.
Flat but close.
A solid punch on this would be good. That's probably even better, actually, because he didn't want to fall the other way. Would have left a target.
Really likes Andrew. Needs to be a length.
And he's not far away.
Cease!
It's good effort, and it's a good position. Will come in useful.
Give it one.
It needs to run a bit.
Left or lad, whatever. Yeah, all right there.
Yeah, not so bad. Could be a lot worse, laddie.
Well, still an arriving little bowl for Connor just to try and turn the jack or rest the bowl. Jack would be a real bonus, so you could hide it in behind all that short stuff. 9 end sets, we're only on the third end, plenty of time, but it's a sort of shot that looks nice when you, from the mat, you can see everything you want to do. Well, that looks like a tidy line. Got a chance to the jack with this one. Got it all the way. Got it all the way. And not only that, it's finished in front of it. Any tap on that, it's going to green. Chris, there's time you have to walk away.
Yeah. Just settle for being one down.
This is that time. Walk away. I can't even see him getting the strike out of it because of the front debris.
Yeah.
You know, he has to pump his own ball in, hope to get a contact, could easily remove his own, lose 4.
Yeah.
Backhand not guaranteed to go off the rink, could win the ditch, definitely lose 2 there, maybe more, depending on the angle.
So could he legitimately just not bother sending it?
Oh yeah, don't just walk away from it.
Yeah.
Don't even bother playing it. You know, quite often you get players, certainly in our code, that when they know they can't do anything, they don't even play the ball, or else they use it as just to go to the respot or something like that. Nothing more.
Yeah.
You know. And
Yeah.
he's played the right shot. To be truthful with you, he's just put it down as a bit of practice. He knew it would be very hard to get to there, but that was a good decision. That was an experienced decision, actually, just to more or less walk away from it. He's a good player, this guy, Andy. He knows the game.
No, he does.
You know, he's. It's not easy to come through with the tactics from the crown onto the flat, and he's used the tactics very well.
27.5 metres.
Needs a bit of work. Yeah, toiling a bit down there.
Oh, mate.
Round it, long corner.
Well played.
Oh, well done, Connor. Well done.
Oh, this is good. This is really good. That's it. Dropped in for 1.
2 green.
Oh, I don't believe that. From this angle?
Green 2.
Green 2 from there? He's coming up to look at it. He doesn't believe it. I certainly didn't believe it. I was watching at the time he passed the jack, to the time he fell back in, and it was such a short time. I thought there's no way that's half a yard away. Camera angle obviously is foreshortened stuff.
Does give Andrew a chance though to potentially get both of Connor's balls out if he doesn't put another one in there.
Certainly on a good line. It's all about weight here. I'm not even going to say if that's in or not after the last one. Well, Thornhill was very quick to say 2 green, so he must be very sure. And he decided to go for the little trail shot.
Drift round that short one.
Oh, he needs to hurry. It's the weight more than anything. The line was pretty good. Oh, where's he going? Well, it's not ideal, but strike shot's still available.
Thought he might have tried it with that last ball, to be honest, David, and then if he does miss, he's got another shot at it.
Yes, or if it goes pear-shaped, he's got a recovery ball.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think he was so close with the previous one, he reckoned I could do this again. And that's understandable, so it was a 50-50 choice. Draw on the backhand, trying to add another, keep the pressure on. Body language was just telling me there's something wrong.
Turn his back on it.
Too heavy. But actually not a bad ball, just in case something goes wrong on the drive. It's certainly not wasted. Better there than 2 yards short. Going for the drive now, this will be big.
Oh,
perfect strike. Through the gap on the way through. Couldn't ask for anything better than that.
no.
Lovely inclusion. 5-0 down would have been just tough enough.
Yeah. I suppose in hindsight that is the right decision to wait, because now Connor can't reply to that, whereas if he'd have done that with his third ball, then Connor's got a chance to get back in potentially.
Well, it was a 50-50 choice, really. I think the draw was as good a shot as a drive, to be truthful with you. You know, if Connor had got in with the third ball, would have said he should have driven because he left it open. You know, but no, it was good. Good end. It's been a good game. This has been a very interesting game.
Tactical bowl. Hook and drag. Hook and drag.
This looks better.
Well, lad.
Grind.
Well, lad. Well, lad.
You're absolutely mauling it.
Can't lose, can it?
Right, you're right.
I have to say I'm impressed by Conor Snato. It's 18 years of age. He's out there. It's not the portable rink, but it's still a single rink. And there's a bit of chat, bit of atmosphere. Not that many in, but they're certainly making themselves heard. Handled this very well.
Lefty Andrew, not be happy with that.
No, because anything through the head was good. Don't change it. Play the forehand. Just pass your own ball onto the red, drop in, sit there for the two. You've got the back position pretty well 1-1. And the backhand's bringing the jack really into the red ball, which he doesn't want, so should be a forehand draw. Big effort. It's the right idea. It's come down to a pretty good home as well.
Come on, man.
This is going to have very good weight. It just looked like it overplayed it out of the hand.
Yeah. I think it's just falling into that trap as a ground green and playing a yard over.
Yeah.
You know, it's you really wanted to play him probably a foot over and he can't.
That's about it. He didn't want to be that much because if it had caught the jack with that weight, you know, it was going back to the green balls anyway. He had to get the ball. Anyway, we'll see what he does with this one, Conor. It's not exactly what you would call an extra shot opportunity, but it's available to him. The rest of the red ball. Well, he gave it a chance. Just the one.
One shot, Consolata.
Still there, Andrew. Come on. Well, that's the turn. We got it now, lad. Come on, the rocket. How many?
Jack left 29 metres.
Come on, Connor.
Good effort, lad. Great effort.
Yeah, good ball, whatever, lad.
Oh well, what a
Unlucky, lad.
chance.
Unlucky.
Oh, great effort from Andrew.
It's a good ball. Now it's
Ball, Jack, all behind.
just looking like it's going to drift.
Very slightly behind, half in.
Front it.
Be there.
Yeah,
Be there. Run a mile. Get up straight. Run a mile. Run a mile.
Got something.
He's got the wrong way.
Oh my word. Can't be off.
It just looked like it was going the wrong way.
It's opened up now, look.
Still good though.
Position A.
Really can't afford to lose another shot this end. It's the set starting to slip away from him. He needs to halt this run. We've got 4 singles against him this set. Andy Cairns with only 1 in reply, and it proves it's a tight game, but the match is slipping away.
Yeah.
That's the problem. This could change things. Well, no, it all depends on the angle of whether he's going to be able to get that ball out clean without the jack moving. The ball's slightly behind the jack,
Yeah, I think it's alright.
then it'll go. If it's slightly in front of the jack, then it'll spring across to the other green one.
Go on then, mate.
Either way, he has to reach it.
Yep.
Bit of work to do.
Easy, possibly.
Yeah, it's not an easy one, but he had to hit it with that ball just to give himself a chance if it was going wrong.
I'm just going to just try and put one short in the way now. I mean,
I wouldn't even try that.
no.
No. The only reason is he's got one deeper, but if he goes off to the right hand side of our picture at the moment, that jack does squeeze over there. But depending on the angle of it, then at least it'll be putting a lot of pressure on Andy's shot selection.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got a drawing to do. That's the audience, mate.
I mean, 2 feet jack high, 3 feet jack high would put that pressure on. If it's not and the ball's going out clean,
So I say drive.
the blocker might work.
Two balls.
Go on then, mate. Out to
He
go.
already had one round there, so I'm a little bit surprised he played that. It'll be interesting to see. He will adjust for this one, but he needs to make contact. Back position's against him.
I think he's took too much pace out on that road.
Yeah, he took all the weight off, that's what he said.
There's a carrot.
There is a carrot.
Tight as a carrot. Another sign.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Tight as a carrot.
As narrow as a kite. Something similar.
Well, he's cruising now, 5-1, 3 ends to go. Andy has to go chasing this match. The last 3 ends. Of course, he doesn't have to win the set. He can still draw the set. So it's 4 shots and 3.
That's a big ball there. I mean, you know, if he if he opted to strike like he has done, yeah, he might not count 2, but at least he counts 1, and it's you know, a lot tighter game as well.
4-2 is always better than 5-1.
Absolutely.
When you're 2 behind, you always feel you've got a chance. But when you get to the stage of 3 and 4 against you, you're sort of thinking, oh, you know, it's every ball has to have a value.
And 1s aren't enough, are they? No, I've been impressed with him.
Well, his game's tightened up in many ways since he got that sort of fortunate result. 6th, 7th end, first set. It was almost like a wake-up call, and he suddenly started to get his first 2 balls in. And he's been playing a bit of recovery stuff. He's keeping the pressure on. Definitely keeping the pressure on with this one. I think he's the heavy stuff right now. Hasn't killed the 2nd set, so he can take that option.
He could almost get all 3 of Connor's balls out as well with a full contact on the short one. Proper snooker shot.
In the area. Full.
Oh, he's on the keys.
Back one stayed in. That was the problem. He wanted the back one as well, but he caught the ball just at a half angle. Still, he's opened it up. But he's going to be under pressure. Come his last ball from a full drive to probably going to have to be good weight. Certainly was a good strike.
Well, again, that's 3 out of 3 full strikes, is it? I'm lucky there not to get all 3 of Connor's balls.
Connor going for another close ball. He's going to try and finish this off if he can. Scores a couple here. There's no way back.
No, he's well blown. Real ball.
Oh, that's
great.
That's a good shot. That really is a very, very good shot. Now he's in a heap of trouble.
Just 2.
2-7-1, 2 ends to go. I don't think he'll ever get back from that. Controlled weight in the backhand, he's got a chance.
Camouflage.
2 balls out or flick the jack. No sense in trying to draw it the way it sits.
No. Going 2 minds, I think.
Yeah, he played a controlled weight.
Yeah.
I think it was the right shot, just didn't execute it. No. The corner to be 1 end away here. Shaking hands. Good win for the 18-year-old, I have to say. You know, it's.
I've been really impressed with him. handled the crowd really well, bowled some real good bowls at crucial times, and he just doesn't look out of place on the ring. You can see him looking at the crowd all the time, but then he just gets down and sends a real good bowl.
Yeah, he's working it well, and
yeah,
obviously got his head screwed on in this one.
29 years.
Come on, buddy.
Yeah, he's keeping his concentration. Isn't he? That first position was a lot of damage.
Gets better at the end, seems to be getting with his lead. And it'll give him a lot of confidence going forward as well in the competition, you know.
Absolutely. He'll not fear anyone.
Well, he won't, and I mean, not knowing so much about the flat green side, I would guess he would have been one of the outsiders for your guys, but on this performance, you know, he's as good a chance as anybody. Playing really well.
The gap between mine and the jack, please.
3 inches.
And red ball to the jack.
3.5 feet.
That draw in the first set with a couple of little things going wrong for Andy. He's really starting to come back now.
Yeah.
You know, looking back on reflection, he probably just edged it.
Yeah.
Bend all of it.
But
Bend all of it.
Connor's playing really well in the second. Really well. He's moved up a couple of gears and he's putting Andy under a lot of pressure. A little mini battle of the first 2 bowls, and he's been winning at almost every end.
Yeah. Like I say, he just doesn't look overawed at all. You know, on the big stage, he's doing really well. Andrew's just losing his first couple of bowls as well again, too far.
Go on, Connor. Cover him.
Well done, buddy.
Going as far as he might like there, I would have thought he'd...
Yeah, it's not bad though, because he has to play the conversion shot. That's the thing. He needs it out. Needs the jack. He's close to something.
Oh, it's just...
Oh, I'm saying, you know, even if he gets 1 ball out, it's not enough. You know, it's.
No.
He knows it. He really needs to get that jack away. And there's only what from the mat, probably
Killed in the first set, didn't
an
he?
inch showing.
Getting it back to where he's got
Killed in the
balls
second
out,
set,
you know, if he does it, he's
No,
gonna
has he killed the second?
No.
That's what I'm on about.
over to the left as they look.
Sorry.
I wouldn't worry about this. I would just let that sit. I'd just walk away from it, drop 1 short. Just say, right, if you want to have a pop, go ahead. 4 feet, middle line. You'll not be too far away. He's played that in such a way as if to say, well, you know, I'm staying away from it, you go ahead again.
And near the respot as well.
He's not too worried about it. It might even go in the ditch, actually. I wouldn't sure about it played it with that sort of weight.
Oh, well done.
Sounds to me like it stayed on the edge.
I guess so. Unless it was sarcastic clapping. Oh, he's too wide now.
Yeah,
so
he's gone
he
completely
played
without.
well, Connor. It's a real good win.
Yep, very good win. No doubt about that, young man. Northamptonshire played that very well indeed. Showed a lot of experience beyond his 18 years, no doubt about that. He was a qualifier, but he played exceptionally well.
He did, and like you said, disappointing about first set these fingers, but no arguing about the scoreline in the second.
Yes, I think Connor just stretched through, got into 5th, 6th gear and blew Andy away in the second set.
Yeah.
First set was anybody's, and he was very unlucky, to be fair, not to get to the stage of actually picking that one up. But it was a good game, interesting game.
Very good.
No doubt about that. And we'll be back again at 7 o'clock, where we have a pairs match, and believe me, it's going to be worth seeing as well. Catherine Rednall, the young lady from England who won the World Ladies Invitation, with Lee Brown against Connor Snatto's on the pairs tonight, and he's with Wayne Ditchfield from Blackpool Club. It's going to be a good one. Join us at 7.